Hi, guys. Welcome to episode number 66 of the Four Animals, Four Earth show, DIY minimalist gift ideas that we can easily make. So, the simple idea for today's episode is to go check out the blog post that corresponds to this with the 5 simple ideas I'm going to share. Try one of them and give that as a gift to your minimalist friend or a stocking stuffer or even like a decadent gift for yourself. So, gifts. This is hard, isn't it? The more we learn, the harder it gets. This time of year, tis the season for gift giving, isn't it? I personally myself, we celebrate Christmas and I love this season so much. I love the nostalgia of it. I love how warm and fuzzy it is. I love snow. I get to see my family. We get to make cookies and have fun drinks and wear fancy dresses and go to church. And there's just so much around this holiday that I really love. And gifts are a part of it too. I love when I find something to give someone I love and I know they are just going to love it. That's such a cool feeling, isn't it? It really is. But of course, the more we learn, the harder it gets. And giving gifts has gotten kind of complex in my life. It's funny. I was laughing because I had said to my husband, I'm like, well, do we really need to do gifts? And he was like, are you kidding me? We do. And we were laughing because there's a movie we were watching where the couple was having the same conversation and it's hard. There's no getting around it. It's hard, but we're going to keep giving gifts. So I've been looking for ways to do that better. About a month and a half ago, I guess, I did an episode on sustainable marketplaces. So if you haven't heard that already, it was episode 57. And I rounded up a list of tons of different sustainable marketplaces where you can go shopping to buy new gifts. And these are places where people have curated ethical and sustainable options. So that is a great place. Today, I wanted to focus on DIY gifts because that takes it to just a whole nother level, right? Of being a conscious gift. These are all consumable. So they're gifts that people will actually use. Some of them can be zero waste or near zero waste, depending on what you use that you might already have in your house or from thrift stores. So I'm really excited to share these with you. So let's just dive right in. The links to all of these will be at fouranimalsforearth.com/podcast/66. All right. Number one is a 50 simple ideas daily challenge jar. So this is something that I actually created. My friend Annie gave me this idea about a month ago, and she was saying, wouldn't it be cool to have a jar where you could just pick something out of it every morning and do that challenge and help animals and the earth within like your busy, crazy life? And I was like, that would be really cool. I wonder if I could actually pull off, creating something like that. So I tried and I think I did. I came up with 50 different ideas. These are all super simple, so you can definitely do them the day you pull it out, or a couple of them are about doing it that week, but it's still super simple. And they're created around themes so that we can repeat some of the same things and create habits by the end of the 50 days. So if that's something that sounds interesting to you, if you have a friend that you're really struggling, you're like, oh, it's like this hardcore minimalist friend, and I'm really struggling to come up with an idea, maybe this jar could work. Or if you just want to challenge yourself, that's great too. So it's a free printable. You print it out, you cut it out, you put it in an old jar or a cute old box that you have, and then you start, actually tie it with a bow, I guess. Why not? And give it to a friend or try it yourself. So that's idea number one. I should mention, you can download that. I uploaded it to our free library where all of the freebies that I've created are. So you can download that at fouranimalsforearth.com/free library. All right. Number two is to create a pink Himalayan sea salt scrub. So this sounds fancy, doesn't it? I actually found this at Wildly Organic. And what's cool about them is they sell all of the ingredients that we need to make this scrub. And they give the recipe. And it's super simple. You just melt coconut oil and the salts together. You add a little bit of olive oil and then whatever your favorite essential oil smells or flavors are. And you put it in a cute jar and then you give it as a gift. And I think it is just such a perfect, easy idea. So check that out if that speaks to you. I think who can't use a sea salt scrub, right? Like we can all use softer skin. Number 3 is a homemade spice blend. This idea is something that I really love because growing up, my mom would create a chai tea spice blend every Christmas and she would give it to everyone around us. I grew up in a teeny tiny town, 1,800 people. And so the holidays, everybody knew everybody, right? And the holidays were pretty cool because everyone would create their own like DIY recipes and share them with everybody else around. So we would get these same things like one time a year, like French onion soup. There was a cinnamon swirl bread, candied like nuts, cookies, cocoa. Oh my gosh. So every year, people would share those, and my mom would share a chai tea spice blend. There's so many different blends you can find online, or you can make your own. The idea would be that you create a spice blend that people can then use as like a rub for their tofu, vegetables, meat. It can be made into like a dip if you mix it with yogurt or olive oil, a salad dressing, something really cool. I love this idea. I learned this from Julie. She owns Julie's Beat, which is an artisan craft food shop. She was actually on the podcast. She was one of my very first guests in episode number 11, but she gave me this idea. You mix, it was to make a paste. So mix the spice blend with a little bit of olive oil and it'll create a paste. And then you can add it to garlic bread before you cook the garlic bread. And it like brings your garlic bread up a whole nother level. And yeah, like garlic bread will never be the same. So anyway, I found a Southwest spice blend from Naturally Ella. She has some other spice blends as well. You can get to that in the show notes. Again, that's foranimalsforearth.com/podcast/66. All right. Number 4 is a homemade coffee liqueur. So I found this on wholefully.com. You guys, this website is full of so many cool ideas. Like you could really go down the rabbit hole. Like I went down the rabbit hole. Like when I was researching for this episode, I was like, oh my gosh, this is cool. This is cool. This is cool. So many neat ideas. One thing they had was to create a homemade coffee liqueur, and it's super easy. It's just Everclear coffee, sugar, and vanilla. And you can imagine we could add like cinnamon, nutmeg. We could really kind of do all of our own thing with this, but it was super easy. And I just loved the idea because then somebody can add it to their coffee. They can pour it over their ice cream. They can make Black Russians, White Russians. There's like so many cool things you could do with a coffee liqueur, and like a homemade one, it's obviously going to taste better than Kahlua or anything else that's out on the market. So that is linked to in the show notes. You can make that as well if you have some friends that are all about, fun drinks for the holidays. So number 5 is to make a DIY dry shampoo. So I thought this would be kind of a fun, unique idea. I know dry shampoo has become much more mainstream and much more common over the past like 5 years or so. If you haven't ever tried it or you're not familiar with it, it's a powder and you kind of like sprinkle it. I can't really show you here with my headphones, but you sprinkle it on the roots of your hair and you kind of diffuse it through with your fingers. And it's an alternative to washing your hair every day. So it saves water and it's actually much healthier for your hair. It's really easy to make yourself. I found a recipe at goingzerowaste.com. So this is something that I thought could also be a really cool idea because of how you would package it. So it's really common to put DIY shampoos inside of a salt shaker or a pepper shaker, probably salt, so you've got more holes. But thrift stores are always packed with so many salt and pepper shakers that are these like unique, funky, eclectic salt shakers over the years that, somebody got rid of and they're there. So I thought, oh my gosh, what a fun idea. Go shopping at the thrift store, find a cute salt shaker, add the dry shampoo, hand it over to your friend who maybe has never tried dry shampoo or is passionate about it and would love to try your blend. So that is the 5th idea idea that I have is a DIY dry shampoo. So to quickly recap, number one was the 50 Simple Ideas Daily Challenge jar. That was a free printable that I created that you can download, put in a jar, and give to your friend. Number two was the pink Himalayan sea salt scrub. Number three was the homemade spice blend. Number four was the homemade coffee liqueur. And number five was the DIY dry shampoo. So hopefully one of those speaks to you. Again, you can get everything at fouranimalsforearth.com/podcast/66. If you try it, please comment and let me know. And also, if you've got a favorite thing that you love to make for everybody to give as a gift, please comment and share that as well. I would love to wrap up a new list of 5 every year for us to try and spice things up each year with new DIY ideas. So yeah, hopefully this is helpful for you. If you're new here, please hit subscribe or follow. Please check out a couple of the other episodes. I mentioned episode 57, which might be a great one to go to after this because it's also about gift giving and finding sustainable marketplaces for the holidays. So yeah, check that out. Stick around. I will be back next week with another episode. And yeah, happy holidays, happy gift creating, happy gift giving. Yep, I'll see you soon. All right, bye.